Now, the government has denied that the Sizewell C nuclear power plant in Suffolk is going to be scrapped amid spending cuts, to the disappointment of some local campaign groups. The total cost of the project could be around £20 billion. Should have been built years ago, frankly. And it's not expected to begin generating electricity until the early 2030s. The UK-French energy company EDF is expected to share the power plant in a move to remove dependence on Chinese nuclear power. Joining me now is Dr Paul Dorfman from the University of Sussex, and he's chairman of the Nuclear Consulting Group, which analyses these issues. Good afternoon to you. Can I say, first of all, shouldn't this plant have been built years ago, Dr Dorfman?
Well, looking at the numbers, I think that we can say through BEIS, the UK government advised, the UK government committee, that the numbers are, in terms of Hinkley, between 26 and maybe 30 billion. And in terms of when it may or may not come online, BEIS have stated quite clearly that it may not come online for another 17 years, which leads us to 2040, which may be seriously much too late for our current energy crisis or future energy crisis, and more importantly for our climate crisis.
Dr Dorfman, doesn't that just sum up the fact we've not had a proper energy policy in this country for 30, maybe even 40 years? I mean, 17 years before this comes online and gives us any power?
Yeah, and of course, in terms of our colleagues across the channel, France has 28 nuclear reactors offline currently, with a 43 billion euro debt, which means that France Macron must now nationalize EDF, and they're facing a 100 billion euro reactor upgrade, Grand Carénage upgrade, which means that all of this may have significant impact on how far the French EDF corporation may be interested in the UK power generation market.
How important is it, just finally on this, Dr Dorfman, that we keep the Chinese out of this?
Well, it's obviously clear that the Chinese must not be allowed into our energy infrastructure. That's a sine qua non. That's taken as given. And of course, unfortunately, the Chinese are, to a certain extent, already involved in Hinkley Point. And, all things taken into consideration, there are other better, quicker, faster, cheaper ways of doing this. In terms of the International Energy Agency, just published World Energy Outlook 2022, renewable energy is the most important way to reduce our cumulative emissions of CO2 on the electricity sector.